Mula, I'm DJ Toro. Join me every Monday to Thursday, 7 until midnight. The premium classics on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Tonight on FBC News, a decision on FSC's ethanol production plans is expected by next month. Refurbishment of Grand Pacific Hotel 80% complete. And people-to-people connection, the next phase of MSG development. Good evening, I'm Amrita Priyadarshini and you're with FBC News. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has renewed the Fijian government's commitment to ending corruption in Fiji. Speaking to Auckland-based Radio Tarana, Bainimarama says Fiji has made huge progress in setting up formal structures to combat corruption. He adds that the fight against corruption is a never-ending one.
I'm not to pretend we've got corruption beaten. We have to keep beating it, keep rooting it out. I'm a bit concerned actually that we're seeing corruption rearing its head again. We're getting stories of payoffs and bribes and nepotism, people giving business or jobs to their relatives. And believe me, I've got zero tolerance for corruption. It eats away at the fabric of the nation.
Bainimarama also says while the Fijian government has outlawed discrimination, it's now up to the people to accept these changes.
We have ended formal discrimination in Fiji. The laws that discriminated against certain people because of race or because they are women, that's gone. But that doesn't always mean that attitudes have changed. And I think that wiping out the discrimination might take a generation or two because it means changing people's attitudes. We're doing it in the schools.
Race-based school names have been abolished in Fiji. Experts from Brazil will soon be reviewing Fiji Sugar Corporation's potential to produce ethanol. FSC Chief Executive Chair Abdul Khan says they met with the Sugar Ministry a few weeks back. Vasita Kotewasawasa reports.
The Fiji Sugar Corporation has been researching its ethanol production capabilities for a while now. Its future will depend on recommendations from a detailed report currently under scrutiny in Brazil.
We're looking at producing about 23 million litres per annum. The total usage for Fiji is around about 70 million litres. Now, if you look at only just the transport side, the E10 side, it's roughly around about 8 to 10 million litres. So if you take that out of the 23, the remaining can quite easily be used by other things.
Abdul Khan says being able to produce ethanol will put the FSC on sound footing in terms of revenue.
For the whole sugarcane industry, I believe that that's the only way forward. And what we saw just recently in terms of our raw sugar price, a year ago or 18 months ago when we actually negotiated for the season that finished, the sugar price in the world market was sitting around about between 27 and 28, 29 US cents a pound. Now when we've gone into negotiation, it's sitting around about 17, 18 US cents a pound. So, those sort of fluctuation or volatility in the price is a real issue when especially a lot of our cost is quite fixed, both for the farmers as well as for us in the mills as well. So what we need to do is actually be able to manage that revenue stream.
It's not just a project on paper. The corporation believes by next month there will be a final decision.
Now, when that happens, all the oil companies will then have to set up its infrastructure or modify its infrastructure to allow E10 to be available throughout Fiji. So that's the process that's going on at the moment. Putting a timeline on it, I'm hoping that by the end of August we will reach a position to say yes, the report is good. Apart from these areas, these are the suggestions. So when we know that, we will have that reviewed again, and then finalize the dollars, finalize the quantity, quality, etc., and then be ready to move.
The FSC, given its field of work, is ideally placed to produce ethanol from refuse left at its 4 mills. Vasita Kotewasawasa, FBC News.
Reconstruction work at Suva's Grand Pacific Hotel has reached finishing stages. As Shireen Lata reports, the developers are confident of meeting their deadline and having the Grand Old Lady ready by late this year.
The day isn't far when Grand Pacific Hotel will return to its former glory, the most prestigious building in the capital. Workers have already completed 80% of the reconstruction work.
From now on, you'll see development going very fast because the most difficult parts have already been completed.
Around 230 Fijians are part of the $78 million project, and developers are impressed with the skills shown by locals.
Number one challenge is the weather. I guess we have rain probably 2/3 of the time.
One of the other challenges was lack of cement in the country, so we had to reorganize and bring cement from overseas to complete.
The GPH development is a partnership between Fiji National Provident Fund, the National Superannuation Fund of Papua New Guinea, and CGA Properties. Upon completion, the hotel will offer a high standard of service.
I know Fiji has a big tourism industry, but this project is a little bit different, and I think it's going to bring in new skills to this industry.
Plans are to organize the formal opening of the Grand Pacific Hotel in April 2014, 100 years after the hotel was first opened. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
The success of Fiji as a regional leader depends on how well we can establish people-to-people links. Fiji's non-resident High Commissioner to the Solomon Islands, Romanu Tikotikoda, says strong ties on the government level. This needs to trickle down to the people of Melanesia. Akusita Tale has more.
Fiji's relations between Melanesian countries are better than ever. What's left now is for these to be reflected in the grassroots level. Youths from around the region are enrolling into tertiary institutions, but that's about all.
This people-to-people relationship, how well are we going to, how can we continue to improve that people-to-people relationship, whilst we have trade and many other things within that are at hand at the moment.
This is where Fiji has an upper hand in terms of technical skills and manpower. The ability to help out on a personal level and not just government to government. Our recent visit to the Solomons during its independence celebrations are a perfect example of Big Brother helping its neighbors. According to Tikotikoda, there are few others that MSG member countries can take examples from, especially when it comes to national development.
Capacity building to the Australian standard or the New Zealand standard wouldn't be sufficient for our people here. The standard that more equivalent to their standard and more closer to them and would be workable is the Fiji standard.
Giving it more exposure, Fiji's decided to fly the MSG flag at all its diplomatic missions around the world, something other members will also be doing in due time. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Coming up, Nasinu town embarks on a mangrove replanting scheme.
How would you like to spend your morning? You could spend your morning like this. Or you could spend it like this.
Tune in to the Morning Ride every weekday morning from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. right here on Today FM, Today's Seed Music.
Nimbula, methango nimilote na isoro tambua. Nama kia umina rua kina ona na via kavi moniti kina wakarambuka. Rongo mena via sama kina viva ka barota kini ndreko malolo. Ena Radio Fiji 1 na wongani via niano. Ngai nama kia kina.
Welcome back to FBC News. Now, the Fijian government will soon introduce a telephone child helpline to strengthen childcare and protection. Spearheaded by the Ministry of Social Welfare, it will be a focal access point for all children in Fiji to seek counselling, advice, services and report cases on abuse. Permanent Secretary Dr. Joe Koroivueta says the helpline will also provide an access point for concerned adults parents, guardians and citizens to report abuse and requests for information on child-related matters. 24-hour access will be provided, including texting, email address and postage box. To ensure that this new development meets international guidelines and norms, the ministry has sought the assistance and support from various stakeholders. The Nasinu Town Council is embarking on a reforestation project that will see mangroves back up on its coastlines. The council launched the initiative at the Bailey Bridge near Lodhala Beach Estate outside Suva.
The reforestation project was led by the Nasinu Town Council Special Administrator himself.
Climate change, which is, has a very strong momentum now in as far as our coastal areas is concerned. The council is doing this trying to protect coastal erosion and mangrove reforestation. And we are doing this particularly wherever we can see that we can do this initiative, we will have to do it.
Once a lush mangrove area, much of the coastline has lost it all to mankind.
It's this side because you can see that this area is almost barren now because of the cutting of this plant that we are trying to breed here, the mangrove. And we are trying to protect erosion from here.
The Nasinu Town Council feels there is an urgent need to replant mangroves within its municipality.
This is a good idea because it will see mangroves growing again here.
I have grandchildren and this will be for them. As you can see, I am replanting mangrove cut down by the people.
This is very good. It protects the coastline.
The Nasinu Town Council is positive its taxpayers will recognize the effort and give it their full support.
We stand for Green Nasinu.
Mikalonga, FBC News.
Roadworks from Nambawalu to Nreketi in Vanwalevu are progressing well, with about 70 kilometers of the road and bridges upgraded. Fiji Roads Authority Chief Executive Neil Cook says they have replaced some bridges and built new ones in the process. Cook says one of the main challenges is the weather conditions in the north.
The base condition of the road being so poor, whenever it rains we do have the challenges of buses getting stuck. In particular, we're concerned about the buses because it affects so many people when they're not running.
With no major delays, and the multi-million-dollar project should be complete on time. A 26-year-old carpenter is being attended to at the CWM hospital after a bus tire hit him along Kings Road in Nasinu this afternoon. Falelevu police told FBC News the left tire of a Nasese bus came off while the bus was moving. The tire rolled away and hit a pedestrian at around 3:30 this afternoon. The bus was on its way from Suva to Tovata in Nasinu. The driver is being questioned by police in Valilevu. Nasese bus owner Jack Kumar has blamed the bad road conditions at Kumbukawa, which he says has damaged the wheel bearings, causing the tire to fly off. Kumar says he's been complaining to the relevant authorities for about a month now. Police are now investigating allegations that a group of secondary school students in Suva were involved in pornography. Spokesperson Anna Naisora confirms there's been a complaint filed that students from 2 schools were allegedly drinking alcohol a few weeks ago. One of these students then took pictures which are of a compromising nature. No charges have been laid and investigations are still underway. The Fiji Naval Services celebrated their 38th birthday yesterday. With a focus on empowering young sailors, the celebration was attended by retired naval officers, families and friends. The Fiji Navy says the celebration also marks the efforts of naval officers in patrolling our waters.
When we look back in 10, 15, 20, 30 years, we've left a legacy that will allow young sailors that come into the Navy to aspire to better heights.
Hollywood star Mel Gibson, who owns an island in Fiji, has plans to supply beef and other meat products to Fiji's tourism industry. The actor met with Agriculture Minister Lieutenant Colonel Inia Seruiratu in Suva last week and invited the ministry to Mango Island to inspect livestock. Deputy Secretary for Agriculture Uraya Waimbuta says Gibson wants advice on how to contribute to the agriculture sector.
Because they have a lot of beef already on the island,
and how well that they can slaughter those animals and send it over to this niche market, especially to the hotels here in Viti Levu.
Lango Island also has sheep, a piggery and a slaughterhouse. Today's fine day in the capital made it a fitting one for families, especially for two church denominations which had their annual bazaars. The Anglican Church was flocked by people from different walks of life to offer a little something for the needs of the church. While children enjoyed face painting, the mums and dads kept it going in the stalls. In Raiwanga, the Catholic Church held one of the church's oldest traditions of raising funds through a social gathering. The bazaar featured many delicacies and lots of fun for families.
We raise funds to finance the running of our parish, to pay for the expenses, electricity bills, water bills, and many other expenses in the parish.
Still to come in sports, Ilyasan Delana picked as Sportsman of the Year. And Suva Netball gears up for national competition.
Isambul binaka, nadhango wadi soni ndalai, nama kio mani wasini ngono borota kina lali ne kabi, maina tolu kina vitu, ena moni tingina por rombuka, ena Mbula FM, na bandu ena serre.
सूरज की पहली किरण के साथ दिन की शुरुआत कीजिए। सुबह का मंगल प्रभात आपको शुभ हो। सुबह सुबह हो खुशियों का मेला, ना लोगों की परवाह ना दुनिया का झमेला, पंछियों का संगीत हो और मौसम अलबेला, मुबारक हो आपको ये खूबसूरत सवेरा। हर सोमवार से लेकर शुक्रवार तक सुबह 6 से लेकर 9 बजे तक शामिल रहें रेडियो FBCTV पर हम सफर में रविंद्र सिंह के साथ।
Welcome to FBC Sports. Namosi is heading for a semi-final appearance in the Digital Cup at the expense of Naitasiri. Naitasiri lost its footing in the top 4, succumbing 21-20 to a valiant Tailevu. Suva beat Vatukola 29-8, while Nandi smoked neighbours Lautoka 35-12. Tavua won 19-0 over Maduata, while Nandronga beat Northland 47-6. Namosi secured their place in the semis, ousting Overlau 52-14. The top 4 once again, Nandronga, Suva, Nandi and Namosi. Semi-finalists for the secondary schools national rugby competition were decided today at the ANZ Stadium in Lodhala Bay, Suva. In the under-18, Assemblies of God will meet QVS, while Ratunavula takes on RKS. In the quarterfinals today, Ratunavula defeated Nasinu 26-8. AOG dumped Navuso Agricultural School 22-8, while RKS defeated John Wesley College 31-10. Queen Victoria School cruised to a 28-10 win over St. John the Wadi. It was a double victory for Paralympics at the Fiji Sports Council Awards last night, as Fiji's golden boy Ilyasan Delana and his coach Fred Fatiaki scooped the Sportsman and Coach Awards. The biggest winner of the night, however, was weightlifting, which took out 6 awards, including Sportswoman of the Year, Maria Liku. Weightlifting's achievement at Olympic level also earned them the Team of the Year trophy. Judo's Viliame Takeawa was the young sportsman, while water baby Matelita Mbuonromo was the young sportswoman. Volunteers and technical officials' contribution were also noted and recognized. Fiji's first ever Olympic gold medalist Ilyasan Delana has been recognized for his world-beating feat, awarded as the Sportsman of the Year. Delana is looking forward to bigger challenges, hoping to make it to the next Paralympics in 2016. Shelvin Chand has more.
Ilyasan Delana was elated after picking up the Sportsman of the Year award at the Sports Awards last night.
Thank the Almighty for that opportunity. It's come through hard work, and I'm wishing of more opportunity like this in the future.
The Paralympics F42 gold medalist is on the road to recovery after knee injury in the Queensland Championship earlier in the year. He wants to get back into the game.
I love sports. I want to continue. Maybe say the next Paralympics, but only time will say. But I have to set my targets, my aim and targets right, so that I can do it once again like this.
You do realize that after your achievements last year, you have become a national icon.
Well, I always try to keep myself low and work hard to maintain my focus on my sports.
Delana has shown through his own achievements that anything is possible.
Everyone has a goal. Well, to achieve your goal, you have to set it right, walk towards it. Circumstances are there, so you have to go through them, to walk hard towards those walls, then you can achieve things which you want to achieve.
The Paralympian has started training again and hopes to make it through the qualification rounds so that he can defend his title in 2016. Shalvin Chand, FBC Sports.
The rugby league season is slowly gaining momentum as teams move into the playoffs. Newcomers to the competition, Wellness Kings, are proud of what they have achieved so far. Kings remain unbeaten and they want to finish the season that way. Shalvin Chand again.
The Wellness King was only formed this year, and the way the team has been playing, it looks nothing less than championship level.
We are so happy, and we thank the boys for the good game that we played this year, and also it's our first year. And today we'll play quarterfinals. We are, and I think the points we are right on the top of Sewer Zone. So we are very happy now.
According to the management, the Kings are now in the reserve grade, but they will slowly make it to the top flight.
Wellness Kings. Maybe somebody can call champions or something, but we are kings. We rule today. We'll rule the field, and we are trying to show these rugby league players, rugby league club, that we are kings. We are Wellness King. We'll rule the rugby league reserve this year, and we are looking forward for next year so we can play Premier, and still under Wellness Kings. We'll be Wellness Kings.
The FNRL is impressed with the way the season has turned out.
So far it's been very competitive for all the teams who are competing in the Vodafone Cup.
The week games took place in their respective zones, but next week all teams will converge to Churchill Park in Lautoka for the playoffs. The winners here will then compete for the main prize in their categories. Shalvin Chand, FBC Sports.
It was finals time for the Suva Netball Association Club competition. Almost 3 months of games saw teams bring out their best today at the National Netball Centre in Lodhala Bay in Suva. Suva Netball is now looking forward to the Nationals.
The clear blue skies provided for some of the best netball seen this year. Even teams which had not won any games this year turned out to play their last games. This is the kind of spirit the Suva Netball Association is looking for.
Very good finals. As you can see, the majors are just about to get onto the courts, and it's very close. I mean, the games are very tight as usual. We've had one final that's ended, which the minor division, Lomai Viti Divas have taken that one out, and also the rookies grade where the Lomai Viti Queens. So Lomai Viti is having a field day today.
The league may be over, but the real hard work for Suva Netball starts now.
Well, actually the league finals are over, but the preparations for the nationals still continue next weekend as we go through to August.
So when will be announcing the Suva teams?
The Suva teams will be announced probably next week in the papers, the final score.
The performance by the club teams in the finals and the weekly competition is what Suva Netball was targeting in the lead up to the nationals.
We are seeing a lot of our players that are preparing for the nationals also taking part in the finals, so this is a good show for us as officials, and we hope that it will be just as competitive as we think it will be. Yeah.
With its consistency and large turnout of teams, Suva is confident of dominating all levels of competitions in the nationals this year. Shalvin Chand, FBC Sports.
Some showers were experienced over the Central Division today, while fine weather prevailed elsewhere, while Savu had cloudy conditions all throughout. Lambasa was hottest on the temperature chart today with 31 degrees. Suva and Savu a low of 27. Looking ahead to tonight, the Nandi Weather Office expects temperatures in Ba and Lambasa could fall to as low as 18 degrees, so stay warm. Expect similar conditions tomorrow with some showers in the capital and pretty much fine conditions in all other centres. The outlook for Monday, fine apart from brief showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands, cool at night. Mariners can expect southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate seas, moderate southeast swells. Recapping the headlines. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama says has warned against reports of corruption and nepotism in the government, saying it won't be tolerated. Grand Pacific Hotel 80% complete, with the opening expected in mid-2014. And Fiji Roads Authority says work on the Mawalun-Raketi Highway well on track. Time for the FBC opinion poll question. Should Fiji FA combine Tavua soccer with Vatukola? Visit our website www.fbc.com.fj to have your say. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's all from the newsroom tonight. I'll be back again tomorrow evening. Until then, good night.
आपकी शादी होने वाली है, 5 बच्चे होंगे। 5 हाय, मैं हूँ आपकी सहेली वेणु। सुनते रहिए मिर्ची FM। मैं हूँ ना 9 से 12 बजे तक।